Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley, and thank you for stopping by Ashley versus the Bookish Agenda. I'm coming to you from a different location in my room, so forgive me if the lighting is not the best quality, and I'm over to the side because the books will appear here. Top 5 Wednesday is a group that was started by Ginger Reads Laney, and now it is ran by Samantha at Thoughts on Tomes. I will have the link to the Goodreads group down below if you want to join to see future topics or past topics. And today's topic is top 5 children's stories. That is stories that you loved as a child or stories that you love now that are classified as children's literature. I have my 5. So let's get right into it because I don't want this video to be long. Coming in at number 5 is The Boxcar Children by Gertrude Chandler Warner. This follows the story of the Alden siblings, and they live in this boxcar, and they have to take care of themselves, and eventually they find a grandfather. And I think for me, this book fascinated me in elementary because this is the first time I had ever seen children taking on adult roles. Like they had to fend completely for themselves, and it fascinated me. Coming in at number 4 is Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. This tells the story of Charlie, who is a mentally, I think let me see. He's mentally disabled, and he gets this brain operation to increase his IQ, and the same operation was given to Algernon, who is a lab rat, and eventually Charlie's brain IQ surpasses those of the doctors who performed the surgery, but then all of a sudden they start to notice that Algernon intelligence is decreasing, and they wonder what this will mean for Charlie. And this book is told in diary entries, and there is a book if you are someone looking for a book to read and then a movie to watch, and it's heartbreaking and at times hopeful, and I cried tears, and I do really suggest this if you're going to read only one book. This is one of the two that I would suggest you read. Up next, coming in at number 3 is Shiloh by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor. And this tells the story of Marty, who comes across a dog that he named Shiloh. But the problem is that Shiloh belongs to Judge Travers, who is the local troublemaker of their town. And he has to he kind of puts him and his family in danger by trying to take Shiloh and care for him because Judd is very abusive. There is also, I think this is also a trilogy, and there are also movies that go with this. And this book and movie captivated my whole class. I remember this was the best my teacher had ever got us to behave. We loved reading the book and we loved watching the movie. And we even had like the plushie of Shiloh that sat on the file cabinet in our classroom because the whole class was just obsessed and in love with this story. Coming in at number 2 is Because of Winn, Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. This is my second recommendation. If you are thinking about just reading one book off this list, please let it be Because of Winn, Dixie. It tells the story of a girl, Opal, and her father, who is literally just referred to as the pastor, and they have moved to Florida. In the summer, she is in Winn, Dixie when she spots this ratty, like, dog that looks like he's been abandoned. So she takes him with her and she names him appropriately Winn, Dixie, and he opens up the relationship between her and her father. And along the way she meets 3 people: a librarian, yes, Miss Franny Block, who once fought a bear off with a copy of War and Peace. They meet Gloria Dump, who is nearly blind but sees with her heart, and Otis, an ex-con who sets the animals in his pet shop loose after hours. So I just loved it. It is a story of forgiveness and friendship, and how life can sometimes sneak up on you in an instant. And this is one of my favorite books of all time. I really need to get a copy. I had one, but I lost it. And coming in at number one, okay, is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Cheryl Silverstein. The story behind this book and why it is number one is because when I was in elementary school, I was obsessed with poetry. I wrote poetry, I read poetry all around town. I was invited to read poetry. I even made the papers. And I think, someone who really inspired me to express the pain that I was going through in poetry form was Cheryl Silverstein. And I checked this book out once a week for like a whole entire year at our school library. And if you're looking for a banned book, or you're looking to read more banned books, this at one point in time was banned by the government because they thought that it would cause an uprising in children, that children will rebel against their parents, because this tells the story of um well, let me just read the blurb to you. It says, Where the Sidewalk Ends, Shel Silverstein's world begins. There you'll meet a boy who turns into a TV set and a girl who eats a whale. The unicorn and the Blythe live there, and so does Sarah Cynthia Silverstow, who will not take the garbage out. It is a place where you wash your shadow and plant diamond gardens, a place where shoes fly and sisters are auctioned off and crocodiles go to the dentist. And I love this book. And if you're looking to get into poetry, or you have a young child who you are looking to get them into poetry, I think that this would be the best choice. There's also, I think, a 10th or I think maybe a 20th anniversary edition that I think is told in more illustrations if you're looking for maybe something to catch your child's eye. So that is it for my top 5 Wednesday, top 5 children's books. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please follow me on all of my social medias, which will be linked in the description down below. And I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. So please, it would mean so much to me. It would be a big favor if you could hit that red button and leave a check mark. And as always, until we meet again,